guys, what's up, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Taylor, and go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload a new video. So I want to go ahead and say I am sorry for not uploading last week. I just needed a break from YouTube. I had school going on, I had work, and I had a lot of other things I was trying to handle, so I'm sorry I didn't upload last week, but I'm here this week and I really hope y'all enjoy this video. So a couple weeks ago, about 2.5 weeks ago, I went and got my rook pierced. And if you don't know what your rook is, it is this part in your ear right here. And so I decided I would just tell y'all about that and answer any questions, because I know a lot of people out there who is wanting to get their rook pierced probably has a lot of questions and want to know more about it. So that's what I'm going to do today for y'all. So I got my rook pierced over my spring break, and I have wanted my rook pierced for a while now. I came across this piercing when I was just scrolling through Pinterest and it popped up in my feed and I was like, ooh, that's really cute, I want it. So over spring break I decided to go get it, and honestly it was the best decision I had ever made. It is my favorite piercing I have got so far. And I, of course, if you've seen my last piercing video, I have a lot of ear piercings. I have my belly button pierced, and I did have my nose pierced at one point. And out of all those piercings, this is definitely my favorite. Of course, naturally, I was very, very nervous when I got to the piercing place, but they were really nice, and I highly recommend going to a piercer you know that they know what they are doing, because you do not want to go somewhere where they're going to use dirty needles or mess up your piercing. You know, they might go to a piercer and they might not even know what a rook is, and you might ask for it and they might pierce some other part of your ear. So just be sure you are going to a piercer that you trust and know what they are doing. I don't know why I can't say that. So the first thing she did was mark it with a marker where she was going to put the piercing, and she showed me to be sure that was what I wanted, and I said yes, that's perfect. The second thing she did, she just got the tube, because if you ever had like your belly button or your nose pierced, they have to put a tube on the other side of where the needle is going to go through, because if not, it could like hit another part of your body, and you don't want that to happen. So she got the tube, she got the needle, and she just lined it up. She told me to take a deep breath, and she just pierced it, and it was not that bad. A lot of people ask me what would I rate my pain on a scale of 1 to 10, and I always tell people that I do have a very, very high pain tolerance. When I got my first tattoo, actually, I felt 0 pain. So I do have a very high pain tolerance. So on my scale, I would say it would probably like maybe a 3 or a 4. It was not bad at all. I honestly didn't even flinch. And so if you don't have a high pain tolerance, it'll probably be like maybe a 6 for you or a 7. But overall for me, the piercing was not bad at all. Afterwards, I did experience throbbing and pain for a little while, and honestly, I would have to say that was probably the most pain I felt throughout the whole thing. It was probably lasted for like 30 minutes after I got the piercing. My piercing was throbbing and I felt a little bit of pain, but other than that, it was not a bad piercing. Also, if you do tend to pass out during piercings, please let your piercer know. I know where I went, they had me fill out a sheet, so like if I did, ever pass out during a piercing, I would write it down and let them know, or any health problems, write those down. So if you have any health problems or you do tend to pass out during piercings, I would let your piercer know before you get the piercing. So when I got home, of course, I needed to clean it, and this was probably the hardest thing I had figuring out. Of course, you need to wash it with antibacterial soap and also do sea salt soaks to help it heal faster and also clean it out. However, since the rook piercing is in such a difficult place, it was very difficult to figure out how I was going to wash it with antibacterial soap and get all the soap off, and also doing sea salt soaks, because unlike a belly button piercing, you can't just take a shot glass and put it over your belly button ring and do sea salt soaks, because it is in such like a creasy part of your ear. So I did have a hard time figuring that out, but I finally figured it out like a couple days after I got my piercing, and it's been working pretty well for me. So instead of cleaning my piercing outside of the shower, I decide to clean my piercing while I'm taking a shower. And what I do is I just take a little bit of antibacterial soap, rub it on my piercing, make sure I clean it really good, and rinse it off in the shower. And then while I'm taking my shower, I do this in the shower because I do not want to make a mess outside of my shower. But the best way to do sea salt soaks is to fill up a bowl with warm water, put the sea salt in it, make sure the sea salt is fully dissolved, and then what I do is I sit down in the bathtub and I put the bowl on the edge of the tub, and then I lean over into the bowl so my ear is fully covered with the water, and I let it soak for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I dump it out and make sure my ear is really dry and clean it off with a Q-tip. And that is how I clean my piercing. That is the easiest way I have found to clean a rook piercing. But if any of y'all have figured out an easier way, please let me know in the comments below, because sometimes this can get annoying, and when I get off of work I don't want to do it because I'm tired. So if y'all figured out an easy way, please let me know. Also, when sleeping at night, I highly recommend to not sleep on the ear that you have got pierced, because if you do, this can cause trouble with the healing process and it will not heal. You don't want to be hitting it too much. Just this morning when I was doing my makeup, I hit it and I about cried. But I mean, if you hit it every now and then, it is okay, because it is a piercing, and like all other piercings, you're gonna hit it at some point, but just try to refrain from hitting it so it will heal properly. But that is all I have for today, you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you like your rook piercing if you decide to go get one, and I really hope this has helped you out. If you have any other questions about this piercing, please comment down below and I will reply back. I cannot talk today. I will reply back to you. But I hope you guys have a great day. I love y'all, and I will see y'all next week in my next video.